Hello and welcome to today's live stream, Drive a Holiday Shopping Rush for Your Business. My name is Stasia and I'm the lead educator for Grow with Google. I am so excited that you have tuned in today. Did you know that there are more than 250 local partners all across the United States hosting live stream viewing parties right now? Thank you guys all so very much for helping small businesses in your communities. I wish I had time to say hi to every single one of you out there, but I'm going to give just a few shout outs. Hello, Springfield, Massachusetts. Len Gendron with the Western Mass Score is co-hosting with the SBDC. I myself am a UMass Amherst graduate, and I love to connect with people from my old stomping grounds. Hi to our friend John Zingali with Alternative Aerial Imaging. John has been a partner since 2015. And hi, Kim Sherman-Labram. Kim has been a partner since 2014. Last but not least, welcome to Isaac Kremer from the Metuchen Downtown Alliance. Congratulations and thank you for hosting your first program workshop. By the way, after I speak today, we're going to have a live Q&A session that will follow the presentation. If you would like to submit a question, please visit Twitter and ask your question using the hashtag HolidayLivestream18. Before I get started, I'd like to introduce Susie Mills. After serving in the United States Air Force for 8 years, Susie decided that she wanted to offer veterans and civilians alike a holistic way to keep their bodies and their spirits in good health. Susie opened her own small business in 2013, Honest Soul Yoga in Alexandria, Virginia. This Flow and Restore studio is growing. In fact, she now has a business partner, Julia Lopez, who I'll introduce later, and she plans to open 2 new locations in the next 2 months. Last year, Susie expanded the business by opening a retail boutique to complement the yoga classes. The boutique helped her business grow. It drew new visitors, new customers into the studio, and it helped support her seasonal marketing efforts. So now that 2018 is here and the holiday shopping season has started, Susie plans to build on last year's success. Her goal is to drive a holiday shopping rush that results in more boutique sales and hopefully attracts new yoga members to her studio. So it's October and it's crunch time. Time and, well, the lack of it for you guys can be a significant obstacle for all small business owners. Susie knows that she needs to start early, and she's right. People are already shopping. I can't see your hands, but show of hands, how many of you have already started looking for those holiday gifts for people this year? Well, you wouldn't be alone. Last year, 30% of holiday shoppers said that their shopping was complete before Thanksgiving. I'm not quite that much of an early bird, but I have been looking, and a lot of people are. And if I was looking for a yoga class, if I was looking for the perfect addition to my crystal collection in my house, and Susie's business didn't appear online when I was doing that shopping, or even just a tiny further bit down the road when I'm making my New Year's health and wellness resolutions and I'm looking for solutions for that, she could lose a lot of potential sales. So Susie has a window of opportunity. When shoppers are considering a new purchase, they spend an average of 13 days shopping for that particular item. And in order to connect with these shoppers, Susie can use a mix of online marketing tactics to turn these curious shoppers into buyers. The bottom line to all this, starting early is crucial to success. Susie decided to develop a special offer, a special holiday offer that would drive a shopping rush to her business. Using historical data, she identified her top-selling boutique products, and then using the info, she developed an offer that she hopes will drive sales in the boutique. Here's the offer, a 25% discount if you purchase a yoga mat with any Honest Soul Yoga gear. It sounds good, right? She wanted to promote the special offer online. Before we talk about how she will do that, let's back up a step. It would be more helpful for Susie if she establishes a more concrete goal at the outset. Just saying I want to drive a holiday shopping rush is good, but it's not specific enough. And so one way that she can get more specificity to that goal is by using the SMART framework. Ideally, the goal is specific, it is measurable, it is attainable, it is relevant, and it is time-bound. So for all of the business owners who are out there today watching today's live stream, take a moment and I want you to think about how you can make a SMART goal that you can use to try to work toward this holiday shopping season. It will help you because then you'll be able to benchmark whether or not you are reaching your goals and help you adjust your marketing strategy if you need to. Let's go back to Susie. Let's say, as an example, she needed a SMART goal, and it might be that she wants to sell 100 yoga mat packages before December 24th. And that maps all back to that criteria for a SMART goal. She could have many goals, though. She doesn't need just one. Maybe she wants to sell another 50 packages by January 8th. Or she wants to sign up 75 new annual members by January 31st. So the special offer that she provides can help her reach these sales goals. No matter what your business offers, you should also develop a SMART goal that can help shape your online marketing strategy and keep it on track. Next thing that Susie will do is identify important dates, and she'll use these as she promotes the offer. It can help her track and measure her progress and then figure out if she needs to make adjustments along the way. And you can also do the same for your marketing strategy during the holiday shopping season and beyond. Really, you could do this all year. For this holiday shopping season, Susie determined that November 23rd and December 24th were the important dates for her. Those were the important dates for Honest Soul Yoga to figure out whether or not they were getting close to their goals of the 100 yoga mat packages or the annual memberships, things like that. And every business out there, you're all different. You should align your marketing goals and your campaigns with the dates that make the most sense for you. You can look here at this last slide here, and I'm going to leave you with just a little tiny food for thought. A lot of folks think that a lot of traffic in the stores happen before December 24th, but did you know that about 20% of all store traffic in December actually happens in the 6 days after Christmas? So think gift cards, think exchanges, think returns, all that stuff. But your progress, so your timeline is actually going to extend typically beyond that December 24th window. All right, now that Susie has mapped out a goal and she has a special offer, it's time to start promotion. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do that today. Let's start with Google My Business. Google My Business is a free business listing. Business owners use it to publish important information like the street address or their service area or their delivery area, their hours of operation, if they have special holiday hours, which is actually especially relevant for this time of year. Photos, videos, and more. The information is all managed from one place, and it can be seen across Google Search and Google Maps. You can see here in the screenshot an example of what a Google My Business listing would look like. This is showing Honest Soul Yoga's information as it might appear across Google. Now, I'm not going to go into all of the features about Google My Business today. I'm going to focus on one specific feature within the product that you can use to help drive a holiday shopping rush for your business. I'm going to be talking about posts. It can help you promote timely offers and help your listing stand out in the search results. They appear with that business information on search and maps. Susie plans to create posts that can promote Honest Soul Yoga during this holiday shopping season. There are lots of ways to do it. There are lots of ways to promote the studio using this feature. I'm going to show you a few examples today. As I mentioned earlier, Honest Soul Yoga is growing. Susie is opening 2 new locations. In fact, one opens Thursday, I believe, and the next one is going to open sometime between now and the end of November. And it's just in time for holiday shopping season. What better gift than a membership to a yoga studio for next year? And she can use posts to announce the big news to the public. And this is what it might look like. She can also use posts to promote her products that she sells in the boutiques. With posts, she can add a photo, she can add a product name, she can add a price or a price range, a description of the product. Along with that, she has the option to include a call to action button that can link to a web page if she wishes. And there are a bunch of buttons that she can choose from, including buy and order online and sign up. The third option is that she can use it to promote coupons and offer codes as well. So if you look at the coupon here in this example, it says Gift Yoga 25. It's promoting that example 25% off yoga bundle that I introduced earlier in the session. She can track how many of those offer codes are being redeemed in the boutique to measure the impact that posts are having on her studio's online marketing efforts. There's one more idea that I'm going to show you today. You can also use posts to highlight important business information. This last one that you see here shows Honest Soul Yoga's hours of operation. You can create a post like this and include additional information that might help customers. So, for example, if they decided to keep the boutique open late on December 24th for last-minute shoppers, they could publish that in a post to let people know that they were open for business. A few other details about posts just to let you know. A post is going to, by default, stay live for about 7 days. So going back to that calendar that I showed you earlier, you might want to map out a strategy. For here are the posts that I'm going to be using to promote different products, different services, different special offers throughout that whole critical holiday shopping period. Now, the graphic that you see in this final example here at the bottom was actually created by a separate program. It's called Small Thanks with Google, and that is what I am going to cover next. Small Thanks with Google is a free service. It can help you promote your business. It can show your community, online and offline, what happy customers are saying about you. Small Thanks uses information from your Google My Business listing, like reviews that are written by your customers or your hours of operation, to create promotional graphics. The graphics can be shared on social media platforms or downloaded in high-resolution files that are suitable for printing for offline marketing materials. You can see here in the example, an example of one of the posters that was created using the Small Thanks Hub. One important note before we get more into this is that your business needs to have a Google My Business listing, and it needs to be verified before you can create a kit. So if you don't have a listing yet, or you want to learn more about it, you can start by visiting google.com/business. If you happen to be at one of our live stream viewing parties today, attending an event hosted by a local partner, you can also ask them for help getting started or getting your business verified. Now, once that's complete, you'll be ready to start creating your kit, and you can visit smallthanks.withgoogle.com and search for your business when you get to the hub. Now, once you find it, you will select your business, and then the Small Thanks Hub will automatically create your personalized marketing kit. If you take a look at this example that we made for Honest Soul Yoga, you can see an example of what the graphics might look like. The kit that will be automatically created includes social media images. You can use them as Google My Business posts as well as on other social media websites. You can create a custom poster. You can create a window decal and more. And you have the option to choose other styles and reviews by clicking the link that you will see on this page. What you'll do here is you will select the customer review that you want to feature on your marketing materials. These reviews are being pulled directly from your verified Google My Business listing. Then you're going to choose the look, the design that best represents your business. You're going to see 4 options, and some of these style options have additional color options as well. So you can go through and you can see on the screenshot we're showing some of the examples that you can make. But once you found a graphic that you're happy with, you can click Finish to proceed to the next step. Now, you can either download a digital version of the kit. If you happen to have a storefront business also, you might see the option here to request a free physical kit, and that will be mailed to your business directly from Google. Every location-based business can receive one printed kit. Now, if you own multiple businesses or your business has multiple locations, you can get more than one kit. Let's go back to Honest Soul Yoga as the perfect example. They have one flagship studio in Alexandria, Virginia, and so Susie and Julia can request a kit for that studio. And when the other two studios are open, they can then request 2 additional separate kits, one for each location. You need to create separate Google My Business listings within your account to do that. I recommend that if you want to do this, that you order your kit today. I won't say now because I've got another half an hour to talk to you and we've got good stuff to show you. But as soon as I'm done talking today, go to the Small Thanks Hub and order your kit because it can take 4 to 6 weeks to arrive. However, if you're really excited about using these promotional materials now, you can get to it. You just go to the hub and you can download the digital kit. You can use the social media graphics immediately, or you can download those high-resolution files and bring them to your favorite local print shop, and they can make the hard copies that you might need immediately. One tip that I talk about a lot, if you've been to any of the live streams, you've heard me talk about customer reviews. And I will say it again, you should ask your happy customers to say nice things about you online. As your business continues to accumulate positive reviews, you can return to the Small Thanks Hub and you can use those reviews to create new marketing assets like the ones that you see on the slide. I had dinner with the folks from Honest Soul Yoga last night, and as of last night, they had 174 customer reviews left for their business on Google My Business. That means that they can go to the hub and they have up to 174 options for these cool promotional graphics that they can use to promote the yoga studio. I mentioned that they can also be downloaded for use on social media platforms. You can also go directly from the Small Thanks Hub to create a Google My Business post. In order to do that, all you'll do is click the Google logo. It's the G that you see highlighted on the screenshot, and you will be taken directly to your Google My Business dashboard. The image will be automatically placed in a draft version of a post that is ready for your edits, and then you can send it live. Again, the URL is smallthanks.withgoogle.com. If you don't already have a Google My Business listing, that is your first step. You need to do that and verify the listing before you can create your promotional marketing kit. But once you've done that and claimed the listing, visit the Small Thanks Hub and then get started creating your marketing kit. Now, Susie wanted to find ways to reach more customers online, and her point was to drive that holiday shopping rush for Honest Soul Yoga. She knows that the studio will benefit if it appears along the consumer journey. Digital touch points like online advertisements and social media posts can help turn those curious searchers into shoppers and buyers. In fact, 91% of mobile shoppers actually purchased or planned to purchase something after they saw an ad that they described as relevant. Susie has used Google Ads before to promote Honest Soul Yoga and reach more customers, but this holiday shopping, she's going to use the new Smart Campaigns option, and that's what I'm going to talk about next. If you're not yet familiar with Smart Campaigns, it's a campaign type designed specifically for small businesses. They're flexible. You choose your goal, you customize your content, and your ads can bring visitors to your website or connect to offline customers by driving phone calls and store visits. There are no contracts. There's no minimum commitment. There's no startup fee. There's no cancellation fee. You are in control of this campaign. You can control when your ads appear, what they say, where they can show, and your budget. And with an extremely straightforward setup process, Smart Campaigns can help your small business get up and running with online advertising in a matter of minutes. So before diving into how to set up a Smart Campaign, let's review where ads can appear. Ads created with Smart Campaigns can appear on both the Google Search and the Google Display Network. The Google Search Network is a group of search-related websites and apps. Your ad can appear when people search for products and services that you promote. The network includes Google.com, Google Maps, Google Play, plus search-related sites that partner with Google to publish ads. The Google Display Network is a large group of websites and apps that show Google ads. These ads can reach people earlier in the buying cycle. They can appear alongside content that is related to your business. Ads appear when consumers are looking at content, or they're browsing websites, or watching YouTube videos, or checking email and Gmail accounts, or using mobile apps. You might see when I bring on Julia today, you might recognize her. Turns out she's like a famous yoga video star. So when you're watching her videos online, you might see ads for yoga studios or Honest Soul Yoga, because that content is totally related to the video content that you might be watching or you might be consuming. Ads on the Google Display Network can also show images. Your ads may include images from your Google My Business listing. Now, as of today, the image that you see that is selected, it's selected automatically by the system. And so you just stay tuned, because it is in the works that we're going to integrate an image picker. And once that feature is live, you'll be able to choose the image from your Google My Business listing that you want to display with your ad. With Smart Campaigns, your ads can appear on both the search and the display networks. And depending on the goals that you set for your campaign, the ad system is going to automatically determine where your ad should appear in order to give you the best chance for success. With Smart Campaigns, you can be up and running in just a few steps. I'm going to walk you through that today. In a nutshell, you're going to set up a campaign goal, you're going to create an ad, and you're going to set a budget, and voila, your ad is going to then be eligible to appear online when people are searching or consuming content on different websites and apps. And I'm going to show you how to do that. The first step is signing in. If you already have a Google Ads account, sign into the account that you use to manage your business. But if you don't have one yet, you can get started by creating an account. Visit ads.google.com and click Start Now. Once you've got it set up, and you've signed into the account, you are going to see the Smart Campaigns option by default. Now it's time to complete the first step, which is selecting a goal for your ad campaign. You have 3 goal options. The first option is call your business. You might want to choose this goal if you get customers primarily over the phone, or you want to talk to customers before setting up an appointment or a booking, or you want to track your phone calls using a forwarding number. This goal is a good choice for businesses like appointment-focused businesses, beauty salons, home repair, pet sitting services, things like that. There's another goal option. It is visit your storefront. You would choose this goal if you have a physical location that customers can visit, like the boutique for Honest Soul Yoga or their studio. You might choose it if your first interaction with customers is typically in that store. The goal would be a good choice if you're promoting retail, a showroom, a coffee shop, and it can help connect online marketing efforts with offline action. The third goal option is to take an action on your website. You might choose this goal if most of your business is conducted online, or you want customers to complete a trackable action on your website. This goal is a good choice if customers can buy your products online or complete an important action like signing up for an appointment or a class or registering for an email, newsletter, etc. Now, let's go back to Honest Soul Yoga. They want to drive more foot traffic to their boutique. So they would select goal number 2, visit the storefront. It's important to note that you can only select one goal per ad. But if they had more than one goal, they could create multiple ads, one for each goal. So they might have an ad for driving boutique traffic. They might have an ad for that results in phone calls to the studio. And third, if once their e-commerce is up and running on their website, they might have a goal that drives traffic so I can buy even more crystals from their boutique, because I'm really excited when that launches. Now, Honest Soul Yoga can proceed to the next step, which is setting up their Smart Campaign. Susie needs to specify where she wants her ads to appear geographically. That is, where in the world people are going to be able to see those ads. When you create an ad, you will see a couple of options for choosing where your ad can appear. The first thing that you can do is specify a radius around your business location. And you can see in the screenshot where it's highlighted, and that means that people who are in that area are eligible to see an ad for Honest Soul Yoga. The second option is identifying particular cities, regions, or countries, as shown in this second example slide. You can see now these selected areas that are highlighted in color, and that's where the ad is eligible to appear. Now, as you adjust your geographic settings, look at the top corner, and you can see that the estimated audience size will change. It'll tell you how many people that Google search within your selected area. So it's going to give you a sense of how big your audience size might potentially be. Now, which option should you choose, a radius or the specific areas? It depends. It depends on your business. It depends on your business goals. If you're advertising for a business with a very local clientele, you might opt for a radius because people may only come from a certain distance to your store. But if you're advertising for a business that sells products and services beyond a local area, you might decide to expand that audience much farther. You're going to choose the audience that makes the most sense for your business goals. We're going to be chatting with Honest Soul Yoga later, but to wrap this back to an example for them, right now, if their studio is a strictly local studio where people need to come into the boutique, come into the studio to buy classes, they might start with a radius because that would make sense. But again, if and when they launch their e-commerce part of their website and they would ship their products, their yoga mats, their crystals, their jewelry anywhere around the country or the world, that's when they might choose to expand their ad campaign and create a separate campaign that targets a much larger region. Again, it depends on your business and your business goals. If Honest Soul Yoga's goal is to drive that shopping rush, again, they're going to target that radius. But Susie can always go in and change it, incidentally. So let's say she looked at her customer database and she started by saying, all right, all of my customers are typically only driving about 20 miles to get to my studio. She might choose that for her initial radius around the business. But then if she studied it more and realized that some of her customers were coming from farther, maybe 35 miles out, she can always go back into her Google Ads account and she can expand the geographic range, whatever makes sense for the yoga studio. And when they open those 2 new yoga locations, they're definitely going to want to make some changes to their geographic targeting as well. All right, the next step is choosing a business category and the products and services that you want to promote in this individual ad. This is going to help the system understand the customers that you want to reach. For those of you out there who are already familiar with online advertising, here is one noticeable difference between a smart campaign and a Google ad campaign that you may have run previously. Here, you are not going to create a list of keywords. Instead, the system is going to automatically generate search phrases, and these help determine when and where your ad should appear. I will talk more about this in just a bit. Honest Soul Yoga wants to promote the yoga mat package and try to get people in to try a class as well. So they're going to look for the most appropriate options. The system may offer some suggestions. If you look at the suggestions, just like on this screenshot, you want to select the items that make the most sense for your promotion. So for example, if there was a suggestion that was for, I don't know, something that had to do with Pilates, and that was not the focus of this particular yoga promotion, they might not select that suggestion. So only pick the ones that make the most sense for the particular promotion that you are focused on at this time. All right. Honest Soul Yoga's Smart Campaign is coming right along. Susie has chosen a goal. She has a geographic area. She's described what she's advertising, and now it's time to actually create an ad. A text ad on Google typically contains 2 headlines, a description line, and a display URL, which is the web page address that appears with the ad. It is important to focus on showcasing the most relevant, compelling information in your ad, because this is the moment. This is when you're showing people what your offer is, and you want to convince them to take that next step and to click on your ad to learn more. Let's take a look at a few examples at how some small businesses are doing this. Here are a few of my favorites. Sea Bags. You can see their ad here, and their ad is focused on the unique materials. This company creates these really cool tote bags that are made out of recycled sails, and they are talking about that in their ad text. It says, one-of-a-kind bags made from recycled sails. I actually have one of my very best friends in the world she's retiring, semi-retiring, and she and her husband are about to spend the rest of their life living on a boat. And so if I was looking for a holiday gift for her, an ad like this is really going to stand out because I'm looking for that sailboat kind of theme ad. And by focusing on the unique nature of the materials in this product, it really helps me understand that this might be a good fit for my holiday shopping needs. The second ad I'm going to show you is from a company called 5-Star Helicopter Tours. And I like this ad because it's showing customers what it is that they should do next, including something called a call to action. It seems like such a small addition to an ad, but it can really make a difference. If you tell people what to do next, book now, shop now, buy now, sign up for a yoga class, order a pizza. It really does help them take that next step. And you can see how they've incorporated that into their ad text. The last one I'm going to show you is Zakano, and it is a sock company, and they are using their ad to show a 10% off promotion, and they also have that call to action, shop now. So what I would recommend for businesses out there who are writing ads is to look at a variety of ads. When you're doing searches on Google, and the average person does about 150 searches a day, take a look at the advertisements that you see. See what people are writing, see what sticks out to you, and incorporate those ideas into your own ads as you write them, and experiment. You should always be testing your ad text to see which calls to action resonate more with your audience. What types of details about your products or services result in better sales for your business. You shouldn't think about your ad as being something that you write once and then you leave alone. It is a constant work in progress. And the beauty about advertising here with Google is that you can go in any time and make adjustments whenever you want to. Now, with all of these points in mind, Honest Soul Yoga, they wanted to write an ad. And going back to their promotion, the 25% off yoga mat package offer. Now, the ad that they wrote is going to mention a particular, what the product is made of, there it is, the eco-friendly material, that's the word I was looking for, to create the mat. It highlights the discount, the 25% off, and it encourages potential customers to take that next step and to shop now. So you can see how they've pulled some of the ideas from those previous ads and wrapped them into this particular offer. So if you are here and you're interested in advertising on Google, again, I would encourage you to chat with the folks who are hosting your live stream sessions today and get ideas. Talk to the other business owners in the room today and run some ideas. Talk to them about ad ideas that you have and get some written down in advance. So when you leave today's live stream, you have some ideas for the next step for your online advertising campaign. Now, with smart campaigns, you have the ability to set and fine-tune a budget for each ad. You're going to set a monthly budget that makes sense for your business. And the cost is going to vary per click, but you're never going to pay more than that monthly budget. And you only pay for the actual clicks and the calls that your ad receives within that budget that you set. That's why you hear it called pay per click or cost per click, because that is what you're paying for. For example, if your maximum monthly budget is $75, but you only receive $30 in clicks or calls, you will only be charged for that $30. You can drag the slider that you see on this screenshot to select and adjust your monthly budget. Below that, you're going to see a typical competitor budget range. And now, as you adjust this budget, you will see the estimated ad performance change on the top right side of the page. This is showing you an estimate of how many ad views your ad can receive and clicks your ad might receive based on the budget that you've selected. So you can drag that back and forth to find what makes the most sense for your business. And like anything here, you can review your ad spend, your budget anytime, go in and make adjustments to your account anytime. With smart campaigns, hold on, let's go to the next one. Now that you know how to set up your smart campaign in Google Ads, let's look at some best practices for optimizing that ad. First, you have the option to choose the days of the week and the times of the day when your ad is eligible to appear. So this would be especially useful if your ad's goal is to drive phone calls, but you don't work on a particular day or answer phone calls after hours. So if you're using it, you're going to run that ad, but if you take Saturdays and Sundays off, or after 7 p.m. you're trying to get some work-life balance back and you don't want to take any work calls, it would be useful to set up this feature. Here's how you do it. Look for the ad scheduling dialog box, and then you're going to choose and set up your schedule. The default is anytime. That means your ad can run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. But the custom hours let you choose those specific days of the week and those specific hours of the day when the ad can appear. Now, earlier, I mentioned that search phrases are generated based on the business category and the products and the services that you specify that you're focusing on for this particular promotion. You can't manually add search phrases, but you can deactivate a search phrase that's not a good fit for your business. You can see how that's done in this screenshot. You will toggle the status of a search phrase on or off. And you can use that to say, all right, well, this search phrase is a good fit for what I have, but this one's related, but not quite what I am advertising here. And so you can turn that off, or you can try it. You can go back and forth. You can reactivate a keyword or deactivate it at any time just by going into your smart campaign. Finally, you should consider where potential customers are landing on your website after clicking an ad. Sending customers directly to a page that has all the information about the promotion will provide customers with the most helpful and friction-free experience and a higher likelihood of success for the campaign. Susie linked Honest Soul Yoga's ad to a landing page that provides specific information about the offer. You can manage your ad schedule, your search phrases, and your landing page URLs from your Google Ads dashboard at any time. All right, it's time to wrap this up and recap what I discussed today. I talked about the importance of establishing goals. Susie's goal was to drive a holiday shopping rush to her boutique and use this traffic to try to source new studio memberships. You should create a goal, or many goals, for your business too. Try to do that before you leave today's session. Remember that SMART framework that I mentioned in the beginning. Your goal should be specific and measurable, attainable, relevant, and time sensitive. Second, create a plan and start marketing early. Start now. Start today. Some people have already started their holiday shopping, and the crunch time is coming up really soon. If you would like to request a free Small Thanks marketing kit mailed to your business, you should order it today. Because again, it can take 4 to 6 weeks for that kit to arrive. Remember, in order to do that, you need to have a Google My Business listing for your business first, and it needs to be verified. And if you need help with that, chat with the local partners who are hosting today's live stream viewing parties, and they will be able to help you with that. If you needed the marketing materials immediately, you can go to the hub and you can download that digital version of the kit right now. And remember, the more customer reviews that you have in the account, the more options you have for creating all of those marketing materials. With Honest Soul Yoga having 174 customer reviews in their account, that gives them 174 different options for creating promotional materials via the hub. And third, check out smart campaigns in Google Ads. Online advertising can help your business reach more customers, and smart campaigns can help you get your small business have an ad up and running in minutes online. To learn more about the tools and resources that I covered today, you can visit the support pages that are listed on this slide. If you are attending an in-person viewing party hosted by one of our program partners, you can ask them for help too. And right now, it is time for a quick video intermission. Please stay tuned. We're going to have a live Q&A coming up in about 2 minutes. Remember, if you have a question for me or for Honest Soul Yoga, you can submit it through Twitter using the hashtag HolidayLivestream18.
I deployed to Afghanistan in 2007. Being there was the hardest part of my life. My stress level was through the roof. Yoga made me realize that I could be able to handle those stressful moments, that anxiety, and I wanted to share that with the military community. So when I decided to open a yoga studio, it was really important to get as many people as possible through our door, not only to help them, but also because we had to pay our bills. My goal was to get people to call us, because we knew if we could talk to them, it would be easier for them to show up and come through our front door. It's actually pretty magical because since we've launched our Google Ads, our phone started ringing off the hook. I know my ads are working when more people than normal are walking through the door, when the number of intro offers that we're selling have doubled. And in result, we had to add 10 new classes a week. We had to hire more staff. What I love about Google Ads, it's that when I'm super busy at work, I can just check my phone and I can instantly track my results. As a small business owner, it's bigger than just you. It's about the families you impact, your employees, your own community.
I have somewhere I can let my guard down, and everybody else is here for a common reason.
Everybody that I've met here, and they were looking for something in their life to help them, either physically, emotionally, spiritually.
Our work makes such an impact on so many lives. We're so lucky that we get to do this. I like to say that I started a community center for adults, and we just happen to do yoga here.
Hey everyone, and welcome back. We're taking questions from you, the viewers, about the topics that we covered in today's live stream. Again, to submit a question, please visit Twitter, ask your question, and include the hashtag HolidayLivestream18. Now, I'd like to introduce you to Susie Mills, the founder of Honest Soul Yoga, and my new friend, and co-founder Julia Lopez, my other new friend. They flew into Google's Mountain View, California headquarters to join us for today's live stream. And Susie and Julia, I know you guys are literally opening another location. What, is it tomorrow? Saturday. So thank you guys so very, very much for taking the time. Yeah, we understand how hard it is to run a small business and how much time it takes, and we really appreciate you being with us here today. And thank you for being the stars of today's live stream. So we're going to be taking questions from everybody, and you can ask, again, through Twitter for me or for Susie and Julia. And I'm going to go to the magic tablet and see what we've got. Oh, look, we actually have questions. So this is a question from Lena. Hi, Lena. Hi, everybody out there. We can't see you, but apparently there are thousands of people watching us right now. And Lena wants to know, what are a few things that your business considers important to do during the holidays? So what do you guys do for the holidays?
Well, I think what is a little bit special about the holidays for a yoga business is that that's the time of year that we know people are coming in to buy something meaningful for someone in their life that they're like, oh, my daughter or my wife just really got into yoga.
So it's not for them.
Right. So
okay.
they don't really have that fear of walking through the door because they're doing it for someone else. But we know that that's an opportunity for them to get curious about yoga for themselves too.
Okay.
And so our staff and our teachers, they know that there's going to be a lot of people coming in that might have not even thought about yoga for themselves because they're there to buy a gift.
Okay.
But it's an opportunity for us to say, have you thought about your own well-being? And what about yoga for you?
Yeah,
Excellent.
The hardest part to get people in our door is to literally get them through our door.
Why? Why is that?
But people are just intimidated by yoga. They may not feel that they're flexible enough or that they can do that they're capable. So getting them in our front door and for them to be able to see the studio and to just talk to us makes a big difference.
So holiday shopping actually helps get you
Yeah.
potential new customers just because they're kind of that barrier to entry into the doors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's really interesting.
They'll
Okay.
purchase an item and then the next thing they know they're buying an offer, an intro offer.
So what other stuff are you guys doing specifically for the holiday? I mean, are you actually running the 25% off?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Good, because I want a yoga mat.
It's sort of just looking at like the whole ecosystem of what we offer. You know,
Okay.
we do have the boutique, but it's also a great time of year for us to sell discounts on class packages and things like that. And so it's not just one thing in isolation. It's just looking at how each aspect of our business can work together. And Susie and I do use all of the Google products very authentically.
Oh, good.
And we love them, and it does help us say, okay, are they getting a consistent message at all of our touch points? And then it's sort of easy buttoning it for us and for our staff, which is a huge thing too, to just make sure it's super simple and everybody's on the same page.
Excellent. We talked a little bit about strategy and scheduling and planning throughout the holiday seasons. Do you have any tips for small business owners out there, how you might do it, or what you learned doing it over the last few years?
Well, start now. Right?
Right.
Also, going back to the simple messaging.
Okay.
I think I've been in this trap, and I think, Susie, you probably have been too, where you're like, well, there's so many things I want to do, or am I missing out if I don't do all of the things?
Okay.
I think you just have to pick one thing.
Yeah.
And Susie's she's sort of a data nerd. So she'll go through and she'll be like, this is a thing that I know is really consistent. How can we capitalize on that? And that helps me if I'm going to be creating a creative package around it to have that kind of information.
So focus on a goal.
Yeah, one year we had a package for everything. We had like 10 packages and we sold like none of them. So
Interesting. Okay.
So we learned very quickly like one thing and do that really well.
So that SMART goal framework might actually be really useful here because it helps you or could force you to focus on that one thing.
And people don't just come in and buy one thing. We set a goal for one thing. Maybe you come in to buy the yoga mat, and next thing you know, they're buying a shirt, they're buying a necklace, they're buying a yoga package for somebody. So
like me.
So it gets them in the door for that one specific thing, and then there's opportunities for them to find other things.
Oh, that's great. All right, well, let me see what other questions we have coming in. Ooh, this one is for you guys again, and it's from Karen. And Karen wants to know, how did you determine that the 25% offer was the best to bring new customers into your store? So I guess she wants to know how you came up with it.
Well, I guess what we looked at is what is the deal that's worth it for somebody to come in.
Okay.
They can go anywhere pretty much and buy a yoga mat, but what makes it special about us coming in our door? And so picking a deal that worked with our margins, but wasn't too much, but was enough to like, oh my God, 25% off. We never discount yoga mats.
Right.
I'm going to show up today.
Okay. Cool. All right, let's see what else we have. This is a question from Julie. Oh, and it's for me. Hi, Julie. Julie asks, where is the best place to ask customers to leave a review on the Google platform? Maps, Google My Business, etc. Well, Julie, you can do that when you search for the name of the business or they appear on that Google search engine results page, you can see the option to write a review. And so that's what I would do. You can actually send a link to that. So if Susie and Julia were communicating with their happy customers, they could send a link to that and say, hey, here's the link, and if you have a moment, please go in and write something nice about our business there. So that's how I would do it. You could either send the link or have them search for the name of the business, and then when you see their Google My Business listing on Search and Maps, you'll have that option to write that review. And reviews, are you guys doing that? Do you ask customers proactively to write reviews?
Yes, absolutely.
And I was right. You had 174. Is that correct?
A bunch of them.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and I think we specifically chose a review when we were creating a poster from the Small Thanks campaign because it's a happy review, right? So then they see a happy review and they go, and it also has like their name on it. And so like, oh, I kind of want to leave a review. And so we're kind of excited and hoping for the day that someone comes in and goes, that was my review. But I think
I'm on your poster.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
They see a happy review. It kind of prompts them to leave a happy review, and it hopefully has a snowball effect.
Right. And after having a really great yoga class, if they're sort of be in that zone, we're like, yep, I'm going to go tell them how fantastic I feel after that class. Do you respond to all of your reviews?
Sometimes. It depends on the review.
On the review, on what they say. Okay. Let's take a look at, wow, we've got more questions coming in. And this one is for Honest Soul Yoga. It's from Shania. I don't know if I'm saying that right, Shania. I'm sorry. She asks, Other than during the holidays, what are some ways you plan to use the Small Thanks Marketing Kit for your business?
Well, what I'm really excited about is because we have so many reviews and we're constantly getting new reviews that we can go in and print new posters.
Okay.
And so we can change out our reviews all the time. So that person is looking for the review. Maybe they have that opportunity. But also with the different tools within the kit, like being able to have the little table tent to be able to have that on our desk year round for
And you
people.
could swap it out with the
Yeah.
different reviews or different information as well.
Yeah, I like.
It doesn't seem like it. I mean, it's great that it's here for the holidays, but it seems like it would be useful
Yeah.
for the entire year for promotion for your business.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same strategy we use in our boutique, right? We tell our managers, like, if that t-shirt has been on the mannequin for 2 weeks, people are blind to it at that point, right? And it's the same thing with reviews. So if they've seen that review over and over and over again, at some point it's not as salient as it was before. And so changing it out and keeping it fresh is really important.
Okay, great. All right, thank you, Shania. Let's see. This is a question. Hang on. It's tough when you need reading glasses. Okay, here's one, and it is from the Sebring Chamber. Hi, guys. And it's a question for us. And one of their folks asks, I have a service business. Any tips on how to use Small Thanks for my business? So as a service business, I'm going to take it, you wouldn't be able to get the printed kit sent to you. That's only for storefront businesses. However, you can go in and get the digital kit. And with the digital kit, you can use it on all of your social media platforms. You can use it, you can put it on your website. Basically, anywhere online, you could take any of the digital assets that we talked about, those customer reviews, how to get in touch with you, things like that. So it'll be primarily used for your online promotion. Other things you could do, I suppose you could put the decal and you could stick it on your car. I mean, you've got that the digital assets and the materials, so you could use it on your vehicles or things like that if you needed to. But that's how I would use it for a service-based business. Okay, let me take a look and see what else we have on the list. Let's see. Oh, this is a question for you guys from Scott. I don't know where you're from, Scott, but I've got your name.
Scott.
Hi, Scott. It says, have you used Google Ads in the past? And if so, what kind of results did you see? So you've used ads before, right?
I have.
Okay, tell me about it.
Well, what I love about the ads is it gives me so much data. Like Julia said, I'm a data nerd. And so
We love data nerds here.
really.
Yes.
So I'm able to take the data from my ads and use it for future campaigns and understanding what the campaigns are actually doing for my business.
Okay.
With smart campaigns, I love looking at what people search and being able to tie that to my promotions.
Okay.
And what people in my area are actually looking for, and that it helps me better serve my clients.
Have you noticed have ads helped your
Oh my
business?
gosh, yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely.
We talked a little bit about geo-targeting and the radius. How do you guys, is
Yeah.
that, I made an assumption that radius would be appropriate for you guys, but
yeah, so
let's question my assumption. How do you use geo-targeting?
So we target based off of, I'm from the area of Northern Virginia, so I know how long it takes to get everywhere in terms of time. So I take that in terms of, okay, I know I want to drive no more than 20 minutes to get a place, so how many miles is that going to be?
Okay.
So that could be anywhere from 5 to 20 miles. It really depends where you're located.
5 miles in Boston or LA is different than 5 miles in, say, rural Tennessee.
Yes.
So, okay.
Yeah, 5 miles can make or break.
Yep.
Somebody, especially depending on the time of day. So, but we look at the radius of just where we think people are coming from, because it's not just their home that they're coming from, it could also be work.
Okay.
So I take into account too the radiuses of like big places like military bases or big places where people work for corporations.
Okay.
That's going to be a lot of my traffic too, not just coming from residential.
Do you ever specifically choose specific areas too, or is it always the radius? I mean, based on...
I go back and forth. It depends.
Okay.
I'll try some with just the radius. I love to test, to turn things on, turn them off, see what works.
Okay.
But a lot of times I'll just start picking like the little zip codes or the little mini cities, depending on where I think the radius maybe the circle will not cover a place that I know someone would come in. And so being able to select that, I can then broaden. And it's going to be really interesting when we have the 2 new locations, which actually will put us in a way bigger radius.
Will they overlap? I haven't looked at the locations on the
Yeah,
map.
it's somewhat, and like Susie was saying, we have a lot of clients who will say, well, I live near this location, but I work near that location. And so the overlap doesn't, it's actually good.
good thing.
It's a
Yeah.
good thing.
Okay.
And it's not redundant. Like, so I don't feel like, oh, well, those two ads have overlapping territories. Is that not a good thing? It's actually a great thing. And they're then going to see the ad. If they get the double whammy of seeing it twice, even better. It's a noisy world out there. So the more times they can see it, the better. And I think for us, as much as we love our business and we are data nerds, we're yoga teachers at heart. And so one of the best things about these products is when they're simple enough that we can do it on our phone or we takes just a couple minutes, it feels less risky, especially when we're small business owners, we're putting up our own money for it. It has to be easy and it has to have that toggle feature. We have to be able to turn it on and off as we need to.
Yes.
And I would encourage anybody to empower themselves to toggle on and off because that's what we do all the time. Instead of being set it, forget it, and come back to it 4 months later and be sad about it, it's like just check in with it regularly. That way you feel like you're really in control of it because you are.
How often do you guys check?
I mean, I think Susie might check more than I do.
It just depends on what promotions I'm running. So
Yeah.
right now
Okay.
I'm checking things regularly because we're about to open 2 new locations. So
Okay.
I want to see, okay, is this getting the traffic that we wanted to get? Do I need to change the wording of the ad? Like we just launched an ad this weekend for free yoga all weekend to promote our new location. But then after Monday, I'm going to turn that ad off.
Turn that off, right?
And then try a new one, new yoga studio. So it's just trying different things and being able to know that I can change it.
Okay, that's great. And yeah, full disclosure, we were driving to dinner last night, and I'm pretty sure you created that campaign in the car
Yeah,
with me.
I was like,
so
done.
how long did it take you?
Like a minute and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's really not a huge commitment
No.
to actually get that ad up and running.
And then we woke up with 99 clicks.
Well, I hope you get 99 students out of that. Here's a question from Isabel, and it's addressed to all of us, and she wants to know, how often would you recommend posting on a Google My Business listing?
I think it depends on what you're promoting.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it's like every week or every month, but for me, sometimes it's more often, sometimes it's less. It just depends what, for that month or that quarter, what my goal is.
Okay.
What is my marketing goal? What is my campaign? What am I trying to do is what I'll be posting. And if I have nothing big, major to post, I'll post pictures.
Okay.
So
you could do customer reviews from the
Yeah,
Small
customer
Thanks Hub
reviews.
now.
Yes.
And Isabel, a little sort of technical information. The posts that you put up will by default stay live for 7 days. After 7 days, they're archived. You can see them on the app. The exception to that would be if you had an event. And so if they were publishing an event for a launch party for the opening of their studio in a month and a half, that would actually stay live until after that event was over. So that's the exception there. I've seen a lot of business owners do things sort of like, with the 12 days theme right around the holidays for 12 days with specials, and you might incorporate ideas like that into your post strategy. But then going back to that calendar slide that we looked at earlier, I would really start mapping out and planning out how you want to do it for this holiday shopping rush. Okay. This is from the Women's Business Center in Aurora. Thanks, guys, for coming. And they want to know they really want to know what other Google products would help a small business owner. I know, it's from dinner. So what other Google products do you guys like?
Well, all of them. Everything's on Drive. But like I said, we're yoga teachers at heart, and so it had to be simple. And I think a few months ago we found ourselves with way too many kind of scattered subscriptions almost. And I was like, is there a Google product for that, Susie? She's like, yeah, let's just use this and this and this. And I realized everything was all in one spot. And that just made I was just very happy with that.
Yeah.
It was less checking. It was less things that I felt that panic of, oh, I forgot to check that thing I signed up for six months ago.
And we don't live in the same state, and
Right.
we work together every day. So
that's
being
right.
so being able to have everything in, just
Oh, yeah.
out there.
Google
So,
Hangouts all the time.
Yeah, we sit on Google Hangouts, Gmail.
So with multiple locations, managers, business
Yeah.
partners in different states.
Yes.
Okay, excellent. So are you using Google Apps or what? Google Drive?
Google Drive, Gmail, Google Voice, Google Forms. We use a lot of Google Forms.
We do use a lot of Google Forms.
What other?
Hangouts all the time.
Hangouts.
And I
yeah.
said Google Apps. It's now G Suite.
Yeah.
Yes, good to remember that. And I have I have time for one last question from everyone today. Oh, and there's a whole bunch in here. So let's see. This was a question for you guys from the Navarro Creative Group. Thank you guys for hosting a party today. And their question is, as a small business, what convinced you that Google Smart Campaigns were the best marketing option for you, especially when most small businesses have a very lean marketing budget? So basically, why are you advertising when, you're working on a limited small business budget?
Yeah, so I remember when I first opened my business and I got that little card in the mail that was like $100 off, like Google Ads, and that's what made me first get into Google Ads. And there was a lot of options thrown at me from all different places of what I could spend my money on. And at the end of the day, over the 5 years, what I found out is this is the one place that gives me the best bang for my buck. It's where I know the money is going to be worth it and I'm going to see results.
Yes.
And so for me, I can track it, and knowing that I have the tools to track where my dollars go makes a big difference for me.
Yeah, it's our business means that people have to show up to a place. So that means they're going to search and they probably want to get directions, right?
Right.
And so they're probably going to use their Google Maps for that, right? So it's easier for us to just use the thing that we know is going to be tied to the other thing that they're going to need to get to our location. And it just became a no-brainer, honestly.
So that's why they're using Google Ads.
Yep.
We have so many more questions here. I wish we had more time to go through them all, but for all the folks out there, if you have more, I encourage you to chat with the partners who are hosting the viewing parties today, and they will be able to help hopefully answer some of the questions today. But I just wanted to thank you guys very much for being here today and letting us talk about your business in today's Holiday Shopping Rush live stream. And thanks to everybody out there. Thank you for tuning in to today's live stream presentation. And on behalf of the entire Grow with Google team, I want to extend a big thank you to you, our partners, for helping small businesses in your communities. Remember to visit smallthanks.withgoogle.com and order your small marketing kit today, your digital marketing kit today. Do it now because you want to get it in there just in time for the holidays. Thank you guys so very much. We wish you the very best of luck marketing your businesses this holiday season. Bye.